The time is 10 a.m. on WKYT Midmorning. Surviving members of a family devastated by a deadly crash in Texas are now being reunited here in the Bluegrass state.
A man is in custody after a shooting in southeast Kentucky left two women critically wounded.
And the outcry over the death of a gorilla in Cincinnati prompts a response from the zoo.
This is WKYT Midmorning.
And good morning to you. Welcome in. So good to have you with us on the last day of May, the 31st. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. Still hot out there, but maybe it'll actually stay a little dry today.
That's
Wouldn't
right.
that be nice?
It looks good for at least today. Those changes start to come tomorrow. And then Micah says they really get underway late week. Let's check in with him.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. We're going to have another mainly dry day. We get into it tomorrow. It's still going to be warm and humid, but we also get the opportunity at a couple of rumbles of thunder, and then it really picks up toward late week. 79 already in Lexington and Frankfort. We're mid-70s in other locations. 81 in Covington in northern Kentucky at this very moment. We'll be in the mid-80s for most, and it looks like once we hit that Thursday, Friday, maybe even off into the weekend, we'll have showers and thunderstorms with the frontal boundary moving on in. I'm going to show you exactly what I expect out of this and also any severe weather. I'll have that coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then. And first this mid-morning in the news, we told you about this story a little more than a week ago, and today Hilda and her daughter will be reunited in the Bluegrass after surviving a deadly crash in Texas.
Now, that accident claimed the lives of 4 other family members, Hilda's husband and 3 sons. The family was visiting relatives in Texas when the van they were driving was rear-ended by a car, pushing them into the path of an 18-wheeler. Hilda's husband, Israel, and their 3 sons, Kevin, Daniel, and Matthew, all were killed. Their 11-year-old daughter, Kimberly, Israel's mother, and Hilda were injured in the crash. Kimberly already is back in Lexington at Kentucky Children's Hospital. The oldest daughter, Bibi Ann, was in Kentucky when the accident happened. She's now by her sister's side, and soon we'll see her mother at Cardinal Hill.
She's doing great. She's getting stronger every day, and you know, she just wants to get better so she can come take care of my sister. I know that's what she wants to do, but she's getting better, and she's really strong.
Now, Bibi Ann tells us her church community has been supportive, providing meals, prayers, and whatever else she's needed. Avalar hopes her sister will leave Kentucky Children's Hospital soon and join her mother at Cardinal Hill. Well, state police are investigating a shooting in Knox County last night that left 2 women hospitalized, and they have made an arrest.
38-year-old Brian Bunch has been charged with 2 counts of attempted murder. Investigators say he shot the 2 women on Bailey Hollow Connector Road last night. They were found in critical condition around 8:30 last evening. They have been flown to the University of Tennessee Medical Center in Knoxville. Bunch was taken to the Knox County Detention Center in Barberville after he was found at his home 4 hours after the shooting. Investigators still don't know why the 2 women were shot. They say the double shooting happened on a road that does not get a lot of traffic.
It's a 1-lane gravel road. There's no houses anywhere, and there's not a lot of people that you can tell travels this roadway a lot.
WKYT News has learned this is not the first time Bunch has been arrested by state police. He was jailed after a drug roundup back in September and charged with 3 counts of drug trafficking. A man is accused of attacking a woman outside a downtown Lexington bar. Police say Damon Dixon said that he wanted to do magic tricks for the victim in exchange for money. When she refused and got into a cab, police say Dixon grabbed her, threw her up against a wall, and stole her wallet. The victim's friends chased Dixon down and held him until the police got there.
Deputies are investigating a fatal accident in Laurel County. The sheriff's office says around 9:30 last night on Kentucky 363, about 10 miles south of London, this pickup truck turned in front of a motorcycle. The bike hit the rear end of the truck. Deputies say 22-year-old Sean Couch was driving the motorcycle. The Laurel County coroner pronounced him dead at the scene. No one in the truck was hurt.
Deputies are also investigating a deadly 4-wheeler accident in Laurel County. Investigators say it happened on South Old Whitley Road after a 17-year-old boy lost control of his 4-wheeler and crashed into a tree. The teenager was taken to the hospital for treatment, but deputies say his passenger, a 17-year-old girl named Cheyenne Bowles, also was taken to the hospital, and she later died. The names of the driver have not, the driver's name has not been released at this point.
We're learning more about a pedestrian hit and killed along Interstate 64. Police say several cars hit 66-year-old Stanley Willoughby yesterday morning near the Fayette-Clark County line. Willoughby's family says he had just been released from the hospital a few hours before the crash and that he was fighting lung cancer. They don't know why Willoughby was walking on the interstate. Willoughby's funeral arrangements have been set now. Visitation will be at the Scobie Funeral Home tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The funeral will follow that visitation. He'll be buried at Winchester Cemetery.
Officials from the Cincinnati Zoo are defending the decision to shoot and kill a gorilla after a little boy fell into the exhibit over the weekend. The zoo director, Thane Maynard, says he is not placing blame on anyone involved in the whole incident. He says when the little boy fell into the enclosure, the gorilla grabbed him and dragged him around for about 10 minutes. Maynard says the gorilla was disoriented and that because of that, his team made a quick and tough decision in order to save the child's life.
Naturally, we did not take the shooting of Harambe lightly, but that child's life was in danger. And people who question that, or are Monday morning quarterbacks, or second guessers, don't understand that you can't take a risk with a silverback gorilla. They're very big, 3 times bigger than a man, 6 times stronger than that. This is a dangerous animal.
Maynard says if his team had to do it again, they would have made the same decision to shoot and kill the gorilla. He says the zoo is now reevaluating security around the exhibit to prevent future incidents.
Travelers across the country brace themselves for long delays at airports on Memorial Day. But only a few headaches were reported among holiday travelers at major U.S. airports. Passengers at New York's JFK Airport say security lines remained short yesterday. At Miami International Airport, many described security lines as normal. Still, what happened on a Florida road yesterday was anything but normal. It happened north of Tampa. The man who shot the video says he witnessed a heated exchange between the bikers and the driver and started recording when he felt the situation was escalating. The driver of the car was arrested a short time later and was being charged with hit and run, a moving traffic violation, and aggravated battery. According to Florida State Corrections, he's a habitual traffic offender. The motorcyclist is a Navy veteran. The couple is expected to be okay.
That was rough.
Pretty amazing, and just kind of
Yeah.
exploded there.
Yeah.
Well, Donald Trump is holding a news conference today to address questions over millions of dollars his foundation raised for veterans. The money was raised when Trump skipped out on a scheduled Republican debate in January and held a fundraiser instead.
And the development comes a week ahead of California's critical primary, where polls show a tightening race between Democrats Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. Henna Daniels now with the latest on the campaign.
Donald Trump is expected to set the record straight today about his fundraising efforts on behalf of veterans.
We just raised almost $6 million for the vets.
The presumptive GOP nominee has come under scrutiny from the media and some veterans groups for failing to disclose where the money went. He brushed the issue aside while courting vets at an annual motorcycle event in Washington, D.C. Sunday, while tearing into his likely Democratic opponent, Hillary Clinton.
She thinks the VA is doing good. If she thinks they're doing a good job, then I've been wasting a lot of time because I know the vets, and they are miserable with what's happening.
Clinton remains locked in a tight battle in California with rival Bernie Sanders. The Vermont senator attended Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals last night. Like the Warriors, who fought back from the brink of elimination, he's hoping for a great comeback in the Golden State.
They turned it around. That is what our campaign is going to do as well.
Clinton has changed her campaign schedule and will return to California 4 days earlier than planned. A win in the state next Tuesday would give her enough delegates to lock up the party nomination. Henna Daniels, CBS News.
And Hillary Clinton is off the campaign trail today, holding 2 fundraisers, one in New York and one in New Jersey. Well, Bernie Sanders is still busy stumping for votes in California.
Well, keep it right here this mid-morning. Coming up, we'll find out about a new restaurant here in Lexington that came up with a great way to reach out to customers.
Also, some Hollywood stars receive special recognition from the Vatican.
Got another restaurant here in studio cooking up. Man, he's whipping up some good food. You'll want to see this coming up. Also, scattered showers and thunderstorms somewhere in our forecast. Not today. I'll show you when I expect that. Coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Pretty awesome start to the day. It really doesn't look that bad outside with mostly sunny skies, a few upper level clouds. And when you start to see something like this, you're not talking about these cumulus, these puffy clouds. You're talking upper level cirrus clouds, which means we're starting to see some moisture creep on in here. We've already been dealing with the moisture. I mean, let's be honest. Muggy, humid, and now a little bit more streaming on in. And this is out ahead. When you see that up in the sky, you know you're starting to see some moisture stream in because it comes in from the upper levels and then it slowly glides in from the lower levels later on once the rain actually gets a little bit closer. So we're not dealing with rain today. Temperatures are there in the 70s, a couple of 80s already early this morning. I mean, we're at 10, 15. And we're already close to 80 degrees. You know it's going to be a warm one in store. 86 by the afternoon, when typically we're there in the mid-70s. So we're still 10 degrees above average, but that's going to change in your next 7 days, okay? So we'll stay dry the rest of the afternoon off into the evening. Going out to eat, things look pretty good. And sit out on the patio type of weather. That's really what you like to hear. Going out to the parks, walk around the neighborhood, all is well today. I would do this, okay? This is just a little advice, but I would go ahead and knock out the yard work today. The reason being is because tomorrow, it's not a great chance of rain. It's about 30–40%, but you'll still have that storm chance in there. So you get one of those popping up over you, it's going to be really difficult to get out there and mow that grass right after that passes because you're talking about heavy downpours. Very tropical air with us, and then we head toward Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Friday will be very sloppy. Both of those days do not look that good. Those are our rainy days in the forecast. Now, it's not 100%. All right, not everybody will see rain on this, but you're talking about 60–70% chance of rain. It's going to be pretty sloppy both Thursday and off into Friday. So what about your weekend now? Well, let's break it down for you, okay? 86 degrees today. Remember, today is your driest day in the 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, only about a 30–40% chance of rain. But what you're seeing is it's getting better and better opportunity to actually get some rain on in here. So Thursday and Friday, no doubt about it, that's your best chance of rain. Saturday still looks like a pretty decent chance. But I want you to pay attention to the numbers, too, the temperatures. You're actually dropping that about 10 degrees as we travel off towards your Sunday off into Monday. If you're looking for which day's better chance of rain, I would lean more towards Saturday than Sunday, because Sunday it looks like that front guy is trying to move on out. And that will drive in some not only cooler air, but some drier air, too. It'll help us out a little bit.
All right.
Well, cool snap to start June.
Yes, we will. Here we go.
Well, a new restaurant at Fayette Mall came up with a special deal for Memorial Day.
The first 100 customers at Oak Springs Grill received a calendar featuring free food items each month as part of a grand opening celebration. The restaurant is known for Southern comfort food on a higher level. The restaurant's signature items included smoked ribs and a bourbon bar.
All right.
And from The Rock to the Man of Bronze, Dwayne Johnson gets ready to tackle a classic comic superhero. And the Pope and George Clooney get together at the Vatican.
Chris Martinez has those stories and more in today's Eye on Entertainment.
George Clooney, Richard Gere, and Salma Hayek received an honor at the Vatican. Pope Francis gave them medals for their work with educational projects around the world that promote integration and peace.
The one thing that we know, and it starts with schools, is that hatred and bigotry has to be taught. We're not born this way, we learn it.
The Vatican says celebrities have a unique platform for spreading good messages. Take a peek at Paul Rudd's new film, The Fundamentals of Caring.
I won't let anything happen to your son.
Rudd plays a former writer turned caregiver. His new charge, an 18-year-old with muscular dystrophy and a sharp tongue. The two go on a road trip and encounter a young runaway played by Selena Gomez.
Are you a pervert?
I'm not a pervert.
That's exactly what a pervert would say.
The Fundamentals of Caring premieres June 24th exclusively on Netflix. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will play comic book superhero Doc Savage in a new movie. Also known as the Man of Bronze, Savage is considered the inspiration for Superman. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right, coming up next, are you looking for a way to spice up your burgers on the grill? We can show you how.
This is going to be great. Chef Jeremy Ashby is cooking up something delicious next on WKYT. And tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $235 million. Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $100 million.
And welcome back into Mid-Morning on WKYT. Sure smells good around here.
Yes, it does.
You know, maybe you enjoyed something from the grill over the holiday weekend, and if you're looking for a way to spice things up when it comes to those burgers, wait until you see this.
Yeah, we have the master here, Chef Jeremy Ashby, with Azure Restaurant and Patio and Brasabana, here to talk about burgers with a kick. You really know how to make it special.
Well, it's this time of year. It just brings it out of you. You want to be by the grill, and everybody gets involved. It's kind of like people just flock to a grill like bugs to a bug light.
Like a social, too. Yeah.
I love that. That's what's so fun about food.
But you're not afraid to try things, and some of us are. So tell us what you've come up with here.
Let's demystify a cool burger for you for the summertime. And it's a different approach. We're using chorizo sausage, which you can see is a ground pork. Lots of spices in there. This is a Mexican version, so it's kind of loose like hamburger meat. But you've got coriander and cumin and Aleppo pepper and paprika and sherry vinegar in there. So it's got lots of pungent.
Already has a lot of it in there.
Tons of that. So if you want to make it a little different, I've got some chopped up raw shrimp. Because I think that pork and shellfish are like a marriage made in heaven.
So it goes into the burger itself.
You haven't done this in your burgers, have you, Bill?
Right?
I haven't either.
And we'll mix up and make a burger or a chorizo pork and shrimp kind of patty. You know, you don't have to really overcomplicate this. Just kind of mix it in a little bit. I like to put some corn kernels in there too, because when they're on the grill or when you bite into it, it has that little pop, you know, sweetness from the corn.
Yeah, what a great idea.
Right. So mix it up really good, and I like using this little scoop because the burger's a little bit more soft than a patty. And you know, you don't spend all day pattying out burgers, right? Just use a scoop like this.
You're sort of making them a slider size anyway, right?
Slider size, but you can make bigger scoops if you want, right into the pan. Or on the grill. Sorry, we're grilling today, right?
Yeah.
And all you have to do after that is use a little spoon and press it down.
Turn that up just a little bit if you can.
What's that now?
Turn that up just a little bit.
See these little patties here?
Yeah, there you go.
All I did was kind of press down. And instead of having a patty out all those burgers all day long, just press them down, and once they get a crust, flip them, and they're done. So, you know, I like to do these with pepper jack cheese, and then I want to have you guys mix up a little avocado salsa for me. So, you know, you can get this at the store, nice ripe avocados. The chorizo you can get at farmers markets. We've got great producers here. So put it in this little bowl. And mix in some diced pineapple. I think that gives a little sweetness to the entire dish because the chorizo can be a little spicy. So mix that in.
Barb, I'm going to look like what I'm doing here.
When it's already chopped up, it helps. We've got about 30 seconds left here, so how do we finish?
We'll put a little pepper jack cheese on the patties. And then if you look over here, we can kind of construct one. A little slider bun here. Put your chorizo and shrimp burger on top, and then you get to put a little pineapple sauce on it.
Yeah.
Right on the thing, and there you go.
So this would be great for Father's Day, and you also always have great burgers at Azure
Monday
on Monday nights.
$5 for 5 different types of burgers, and we'll feature this one from time to time too because it's really cool. I love it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're great to come by.
Great recipe. We know you'll love it. Well, keep it right here on Mid-Morning.
Back in a moment, we'll check in with the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Keep the eating going here, right? And that's coming up next here on WKYT Mid-Morning. All right, welcome back. Ready for dessert now?
We are really into the food today.
Feasting.
From the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Chocolatey strawberry ice box cake.
And it is so easy to make, it looks like $1 million.
I hope you had a relaxing long weekend. And if you're grilled out, there's a pretty good chance that tonight and for the next few days, you're going to be eating leftovers. And if those leftovers include chicken, we have a way to turn it into some truly amazing ham pies. We start by cutting a refrigerated pizza dough into squares and spreading half of each one with some cream cheese that we season with a bit of cumin and chili powder. On top of that goes some shredded cooked chicken. Like I said, that can be leftover chicken, a rotisserie chicken, or from a couple of cooked chicken breasts. We top that with salsa that we mix with corn before finishing it off with some shredded Mexican cheese. Now we fold these in half to make what looks like turnovers and seal the edges by pinching the dough together with a fork before baking these off. There you have it. Let me tell you, we haven't found anyone who doesn't love these. Between the filling, which is yummy delicious, and the golden pizza crust, what's not to love? And like we do with all of our recipes, we posted the recipe for our Tex-Mex hand pies online so you can make them for dinner as soon as tonight. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a super easy way. for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Not chocolatey, not strawberry.
Man of many hats in our control room, though, Dick Gabriel said, you know, you could drizzle some raspberry or chocolate on it and still be.
Obviously, that wasn't the right recipe. We'll get the right one to you this week. So
good too, though. Yeah. I wish I had the right forecast for us, but I'm telling you, we're going to see rain move on in here the next few days. Not so much today. Today is the day to knock out outdoor plans. Today is the day that if you're trying one of those burgers with some shrimp on it from Missouri, I got you, buddy, you want to sit out on the patio, okay? Because once we hit Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe even Sunday, you're talking about a pretty rainy pattern, guys. It's a wet pattern setting up, and we're going to have that throughout the rest of the week. So enjoy it while it lasts right now. Past couple of days have been really nice. By the way, I hope everybody had a great weekend and a good Memorial Day. Hope it was safe for you guys, and we're going to do it all over again today, tomorrow, small chance of rain, and then it really picks up as that front gets a little bit closer.
And then a really different weekend coming in.
Very different feel, too. Absolutely.
All right. You got to try one of those burgers, Mike.
I know, it looks so good.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being with us for WKYT Mid-Morning. We'll have the latest at noon.
We hope to see you back here then. Have a great day.